back to another video. Today we're going to be talking all about Battlefield Project Havana. Now, first of all, what is Battlefield Project Havana, you might be asking? Well, let me explain. So starting off at the very beginning, if you remember a couple of months ago, I did a video on Battlefield Bad Company 3, who, when and where. Now that basically spoke about the rumour at that moment in time where apparently Visceral Games was meant to be making a spin-off Battlefield game, and of course everyone at that moment in time heard spin-off and went to the conclusion of Bad Company 3. Now of course it's very logical, but even though as much as I want Bad Company 3, I don't think it's entirely possible at this moment in time. Maybe a couple of years or so, who knows. But a couple of days ago an article popped up about this topic. So apparently Visceral Games is meant to aid the production of a brand new police themed Battlefield game codenamed Havana. That is very, very exciting. So a police themed Battlefield game. I think this could really deliver and actually kick off to something really, really amazing. Now, of course, with that said though, before I go into any actual speculation about this game, because God knows I have some, this may not be true. Very well may not be true, and that's of course very, very possible. But there was a statement that I read on this article which made me not so much believe it was true, but pointed me into the right direction. So it read as follows. We spoke with management on Thursday afternoon, and although they have not yet announced a version of Battlefield for FY15, financial year 2015, they confirmed that our understanding is spot on, and that if a version of Battlefield were to be released in FY15, it would be developed by a studio other than DICE. So, a studio other than DICE. Now, Visceral Games has popped up all over the internet about a spin-off. They're meant to be making it, they're meant to be helping making it. It's been absolutely everywhere. So, to have them actually say that a studio other than DICE, Visceral Games, is very, very possible at this moment in time, sounds very, very likely. Now, I do want to mention real quick that FY15 obviously means financial year 2015. Didn't really make much sense to me, but apparently means the game would be released late 2014. So if this is true, then we could possibly expect this police-themed Battlefield game to be released later 2014. I do have to say though, if it is released later 2014, then I just pray to God it's absolutely finished, or at least to its best of abilities, because if it's anything like Battlefield 4 was and has an atrocious launch, then I really don't know what's going to happen. With that said though, we don't really know how long they've actually been working on this game. It could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years for all we know. So the length of time of development could be massive, it could be short, it could just be a very quick project they may not even intend to continue with. I do realise though that could be said for anything coming from EA later this year. Battlefront, for example, I'm very, very excited for Battlefront. Of course, Mirror's Edge 2, something on my checklist, but of course I do hope those games are finished too. Being a massive fan of Star Wars and Battlefront, you obviously want those games to be finished because they're going to be incredible, and if not, then they could die out very quickly, which would be a humongous shame. Now, I did have some ideas for this police-themed Battlefield game, because obviously you want to incorporate some Battlefield aspect to it. You want it to be mainly Battlefield, but have this kind of new skin and new feel to it. So, as we've been seeing throughout the video, I incorporated and spliced in some Payday 2 gameplay, because I think that's the closest game I could find to not only Battlefield, but also what this police-themed game could actually look like. So, in Payday 2, you start off as basically a civilian. You're practically invisible to the police, so it's only until you actually put on your mask or do something suspicious, like sprinting or jumping. Obviously, civilians wouldn't sprint or jump, so that's very, very suspicious. But that kind of idea of invisibility to the enemy is absolutely incredible. And of course, if you incorporated that into this game, where the police, obviously a standard Battlefield match, the police start at one end, the criminals start at the other, and the map could be something like a city map, very urban, buildings everywhere, one main bank maybe you have to kind of rob in the middle, the police obviously have to defend it, and the criminals have to obviously attack. But the idea I'm going for is the criminals are invisible, so they look like civilians, they feel like civilians, you can't tell them from any other person. It's only until they give themselves away by shooting or doing something ridiculous. Now, that's not to say this game wouldn't lack in vehicles, of course. There's lots of potentials of what kind of vehicles you could actually add into a police-themed game. Now, to start with, you could have a police cruiser, just one with the siren and the flashing lights on the top. I think that'd be really, really cool. Keep it authentic and keep it really, really fun. You could also have SWAT vans, transport helicopters, of which you could deploy a zipline and just rappel down to the building. So I think that'd be absolutely amazing. There's just a few off the top of my head. Of course, for the robbers or the criminals, you could have a pickup truck, maybe a van as an escape vehicle. And of course, you could incorporate some dirt bikes maybe into there. You wouldn't want to include too much in there for the robbers, essentially, because obviously they wouldn't have a tank at their disposal. They would have a van, something easy to steal or something easy to acquire. But there you go, there's a few ideas off the top of my head. Do leave your ideas in the comment section below. What do you think of a police-themed Battlefield game? Is this something that excites you? Let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time.